조지 오웰의 1984입니다. 물론 그 자체가 대단한 발견이라고는 할 수는 없었다. 윈스턴은 그때도 숙청당한 사람들이 실제로 자백한 죄들을 모두 저질렀다고 생각하지는 않았다. 그러나 이것은 확실한 증거였다. 그것은 말살된 과거의 일부였다. 그것은 마치 예상치 못한 층에서 발견된 기존의 지질학적 이론을 뒤엎는 화석배와도 같았다. 세상에 공개되고 그것의 중요성이 알려지면 이 증거만으로도 당은 회복 불가능한 큰 타격을 받을 수 있었다. 윈스턴은 아무 일도 없었다는 듯이 일을 계속했다. 그는 사진의 성격과 의미를 파악하자마자 그것을 다른 서류 밑에 숨겨두었다. 다행히 그가 그것을 펼쳐보았을 때 텔레스크린에서는 그것이 거꾸로 보여 내용을 확인하지 못했을 것이다. 윈스턴은 메모장을 무릎 위에 올려놓고 일자를 텔레스크린에서 가능한 한 뒤로 멀리 밀었다. 그가 무표정을 유지하는 것은 그리 어려운 일이 아니었고 호흡도 조절할 수 있었다. 그러나 가슴이 뛰는 것만은 어쩔 수가 없었다. 텔레스크린은 심장 박동을 감지할 수 있을 정도로 정교했다. 그로부터 10분 정도라 여겨지는 시간이 흘렀다. 그는 책상 위로 바람이라도 갑자기 지나가 예기치 못한 일이 발생하여 들통이 날까봐 내내 마음이 조마조마했다. 그리고 사진을 다시 펼쳐보지 않고 사진과 다른 휴지를 기억구멍 안에 넣었다. 아마 10분 내로 그 사진은 재가 되었을 것이다. 이것은 10년, 아니 11년 전의 일이었다. 요즘 같으면 그는 사진을 버리지 않았을 것이다. 현재는 사진과 해당 사건에 대한 기록들이 자신의 기억 속에만 남아있는 상황이었지만 윈스턴은 자신이 한순간이라도 사진을 확보하고 있었다는 것이 지금에 와서 자신에게 중요한 의미를 갖는다는 사실에 놀랐다. 한때 존재했던 증거물이 지금도 완전히 사라지지 않았다는 사실을 고려할 때 과거에 대한 당의 통제력이 약해진 것이 아닌가 하는 생각이 들었다. 지금 이 상황에서는 윈스턴이 과거 회상을 하고 있는데요. 10년, 11년 정도의 전의 일이고요. 기억통에서 사진이 껴있다가 올라왔는데 그 사진이 숙청당한 사람들이 자기가 그 지은 죄들을 얘기할 때 어떤 날짜에 어떤 죄를 지었는데 그 죄가 유라시아한테 비밀을 공개했다는 죄였는데 이 기사에서는 그 사람들이 다른 곳에 그 날짜에 다른 곳에서 다른 일을 하고 있었다는 사진과 그런 증거가 있었어요. 그런데 Of course, this was not in itself a discovery. Even at that time, Winston had not imagined that the people who were wiped out in the purges had actually committed the crimes that they were accused of. But this was concrete evidence. It was a fragment of the abolished past, like a fossil bone which turns up in the wrong stratum and destroys a geological theory. It was enough to blow the party to atoms, if, in some way, it could have been published to the world and its significance made known. He had gone straight on working. As soon as he saw what the photograph was and what it meant, he had covered it up with another sheet of paper. Luckily, when he unrolled it, it had been upside down from the point of view of the telescreen. He took his scribbling pad on his knee and pushed back his chair so as to get as far away from the telescreen as possible. To keep your face expressionless was not difficult, and even your breathing could be controlled, with an effort. But you could not control the beating of your heart, and the telescreen was quite delicate enough to pick it up. He let what he judged to be 10 minutes go by, tormented all the while by the fear that some accident, a sudden draught blowing across his desk, for instance, would betray him. Then, without uncovering it again, he dropped the photograph into the memory hole, along with some other waste papers. Within another minute, perhaps, it would have crumbled into ashes. That was 11 years ago. Today, he would have kept that photograph. It was curious that the fact of having held it in his fingers seemed to him to make a difference even now, when the photograph itself, as well as the event it recorded, was only memory. Was the party's hold upon the past less strong?
What is the important word in this page?
I think photograph.
Photograph. Where is it?
It's from the bottom,
Yes.
the second row. When the
Photograph.
photograph itself.
Okay, tell me the reason why it is important word in this page.
Because this photograph is the evidence and of this event, and it's the reason that Winston is even having this memory. This photograph has a sort of power which Winston destroyed. This is 10 or 11 years ago, but even after 10 or 11 years later, Winston is still remembering this photograph, so I think that's important.
The photograph has been kept for 10 years. It's 10, 11 years ago.
Yes.
At the times.
He took his scribbling pad on his knee and pushed back his chair, so as to get as far away from the telescreen as possible.
Yeah, depict this part again, please.
So Winston is working, so that means that there's a telescreen near him, and since he just found some evidence that could, if known by the government,
Yes.
he could be killed. So he's trying to pretend that there's nothing wrong, and he's trying to avoid getting caught on screen.
Yeah, there's a telescreen. He put something on his knee and scribbling pad.
The next sentence is, to keep your face expressionless was not difficult, and even your breathing could be controlled with an effort. So I think this same expression came out in the beginning when Winston was writing in his diary. To keep his face expressionless was not difficult. And I think that this means that he has gotten used to this surveillance, and that's easy for him because he has to do that so much, and he can't express what he's feeling because that might be dangerous.
Do you think you keep your face expressionless?
Probably I would do that because
really?
I think I can, but then it's a different problem if my dad knows.
Oh, really? Wow.
But you could not control the beating of your heart, and the telescreen was quite delicate enough to pick it up.
Yes.
So even though his face is expressionless and his breathing is just regular, I think this means that since he's kind of scared and this is he's surprised because he's found this sort of big evidence, I think that his heart is beating like a lot, and it says that the telescreen is quite delicate enough to pick it up.
Yeah.
So I think part of why he pushed back his chair is because if he gets farther away from the telescreen, then there's the people won't be able to see as much as they can when he's closer. So even though it's delicate, he's trying to still be careful.
And he took his scribbling pad. Okay. So what is he hiding now from the telescreen? So it's just a note or there's some, as you said, the photograph?
It was a photograph on the newspaper from a long time ago, and it got the piece of newspaper had gotten stuck in, and it had come out after being stuck in the middle for a few years. So it's a photograph and sentences that contains evidence that could destroy the party.
So the job and what he is doing is to keep what some delete, remove the data or some sentence information. The Winston's job is that.
Winston's job is rewriting.
Rewriting,
Yes.
not removing.
Yes.
And what kind of crime was there? In the first paragraph, the third line, actually committed the crimes, right?
So when people are executed in the purges, they say, they tell the people what crimes they committed, and then they die. But Winston thought that they didn't actually commit those crimes. It was just the things that they said because the government wants to kill them.
Why does government want to kill them? Okay.
Maybe,
They didn't listen to government?
yeah, maybe. And I think that they, while wiping out the people that they don't like, they make them tell crimes that they didn't commit because just to show the other people that if you do this, you're gonna die like them.